This is your weekly trip to paradise, Louisiana style, with Gary Risponi. Paradise, Louisiana is also brought to you by Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change, CCA Louisiana, and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament, IMCO, and by Farm Bureau Insurance.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana, and welcome back to Superior Bait and Tackle on Seagan Lane. Well, y'all see this mess. It's still going on. We're hearing a lot of people getting vaccinated, and I've had all mine, and my family look like they scoring and cleaning out. We haven't anybody sickness, but we're still losing a lot of people. Keep our prayers, keep visiting, and we went through that cold spell. I called around. Texas, they got some fish kills, but I haven't heard any large fish kills yet. I have yet to talk to people, wildlife fishers, but the people in Lake Charles and Big Lake, there's been a redfish run going on in Big Lake, and they're trying to get me there. So I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get there with all the stuff going on right now. When we come back, I'm gonna give y'all a little news, and then we're gonna visit Chas again. Chas is over there. He's catching everything, and he's putting it on his website. You can go watch and take your time, and if you know anything out about the Pontchartrain Basin, you can see exactly where he's fishing. So we got that, and we got some news, and we got a few reports, a tournament reports. So stay tuned. You're watching Paradise, Louisiana from Superior Bait and Tackle.
For the thirsty, for those who hang out in packs, for heroes, for sidekicks, for those who see the glass half empty, for those who see it half full, for those on the right, for those on the left, for those with nicknames, for those with curves, for people that cycle, for people that recycle, for BFFs, for frenemies, for those with style, for lovers, for families, for big families, for everyone.
My name's James Loop, and I won the 2020 Chevy 1500. It was first day at roughly 5:30, 6 o'clock in the evening. I was like, let's stay fishing, and she's like, nah, maybe we need to get back to the launch, you know? Yeah, I had a blast. It was a great summer tournament. Thank you, Super Chevy Dealers, for my 2020 Silverado.
I'm Brett Favre. As a quarterback in the NFL, if I didn't stay focused, I ended up on my back or worse. Even the smallest distraction could make a good play or offensive drive come to an end. When you're in a car, the smallest distraction could end much more than a drive. It could end someone's life. Just like I refuse to lose on the field, I refuse to lose someone I love to distracted driving. And you should too. Focus on the road. Don't drive distracted. A message from Farm Bureau Insurance.
Again, back. It's our crappie time of the year. One of our favorite times of the year. As we get to catch these paper mouths just like this right here. And we get to put our Matrix Minis to the test. That's the Blue Horizon. Catching them beautiful black crappie. sock a leg. See what we can do.
Oh! That's why they call them paper mouths, brother. Matrix Mini. But that's why they call them paper mouths. You get those real big ones. It's the reason they got that big. Get another.
Oh, little purchases that time. Not really what we're looking for, but they taste good too. This is a little small. Gonna let him go. Just kind of shows you the versatility of these little minis. When we're doing this freshwater fishing with them, we catch little perch, little bass, big bass, but essentially what we're targeting is the crappie. Got it on a 1/8 jig head right here, our GoldenEye mini jigs. Let me push that all the way up. That's how you want to run it. We're just simply bouncing it off the bottom.
Maybe another good. All right, little perch. Got a little bluegill action. Nice one too, nice fat bluegill. You know, we fishing deep. When you fishing deep, well, we're probably fishing in 20 feet of water. So anything that gets down there, especially something like this that looks like a little minnow, or maybe imitates a little worm or something that's down there, you know, they're gonna pick up on it. They're gonna be curious and they're gonna investigate it and take a nip at it, you know. And it just so happens he bit the wrong one today. It's a good one. Ooh, that's
another perch.
Big one too,
Big
man.
old fat perch. When we come into these deep lakes like this, you know, typically a lot of times we're catching 10, 20, 30 crappie a day, but we do get some days where we're wearing out the knothead bass, or we'll get into sections where it's perch after perch after perch. But whether it's a crappie or a big perch like this, they taste great, man. This thing's the size of my hand. Beautiful fish. There we go. There's the old paper mouth at his finest. He dumped it, chomped down on that Blue Horizon Matrix Mini. Put this one in the well.
Oh, crap. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Oh. I'm calling it out. You know, it's getting that time of the year, and I know we're probably just a little bit early right now, you know, to try to catch these panfish. And, you know, that's why we're catching them in 20 feet of water. But, you know, it's definitely an experience to try to catch panfish, deep water, and you're fishing very light tackle. You know, we're fishing an 8-pound fish in 20 foot. So that bite comes, you better be ready to set the hook. But beautiful fish, another one for the box, Matrix Mini. Okay, I'll give you a little bit of what we're kind of doing today. We're in a lake, man-made lake. It's relatively deep, and 20 foot is what we're fishing right now, vertical jigging, using an 1/8 ounce jig head and Matrix Mini. And the reason we're fishing so deep is this time of the year, the water temperature is still cold. So the fish are down deep, they're buried in structure. So in this time of the year, what we'll do is we'll comb the lake. We'll just make one big drift. And what we like to do is we use buoy markers. You can kind of see one out there that we got out there on a big old flat where there's some trees that sunk down up in there. And we'll mark those trees with that buoy marker to kind of give us a reference so we can kind of stay in that general area. But all we're doing is vertical jigging, Matrix Mini. And one of the most important things to do that, use ultra light line. What we like to do is, 4 to 6 pound test. And the reason we do that, you want to be able to feel that deep that bite's going to happen real quick. So you just want to be able to set the hook quick on that fish at that depth of water, you know, to make sure, to ensure, you know, you get a good hook set. Other than that, if you use something a little thicker, generally you won't feel the bite that deep fishing something this small, and fish will tend to spit it before you can even set the hook. So just keep all that in mind when you're fishing, not necessarily man-made lakes, but just any type of lake, river system. This time of the year, it's January, February time frame. You got the cold fronts blowing through. Those fish are going to stay deep.
All right, well, got this one again on that blue horizon. We're fishing today with Captain Chris Roberts, who is a very experienced sockeye fisherman. I love to bring him along whenever we're chasing crappie. It's been a pretty tough day today, and you bring some people along that really know their stuff with crappie, and it can help put a box together. And we're fishing at super deep water with these relatively big jig heads for crappie. That's an 1/8 ounce. That way we can get it down in that 20 foot of water. And I'm using a blue horizon. Captain Chris is using a ladies night. And we're putting a nice little mess of these crappie together in very cold conditions in the dead of the winter. All right, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Dockside TV. Catching beautiful crappie in deep water, wintertime conditions. If you want to get your hands on some of these Matrix Minis, make sure to subscribe to the monthly bait box. We're going to be putting out some Matrix Minis this month's box. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for all of our crappie episodes. And until next time, good fishing.
My name's James Loop, and I won the 2020 Chevy 1500. It was first day at roughly 5:30, 6 o'clock in the evening. I was like, let's stay fishing, and she's like, maybe we need to get back to the launch, you know? Yeah, I had a blast. It was a great summer tournament. Thank you, Super Chevy dealers, for my 2020 Silverado.
A new app that will allow users of the Louisiana Department of Wildlife and Fisheries wildlife management areas to check in and out of WMAs online with their mobile device or computer is now available. While physical WMA self-clearing permit stations are still available, this convenient mobile option allows easy compliance with the mandatory process. The app, which is available on both Apple and Android devices, makes checking in and out of WMAs fast, simple, and convenient. To use, you must download the app to your mobile device or computer. The app is available through the Apple App Store or Google Play. Upon opening the app, you must first create an account, which includes a unique username and password. You must check in before or upon entering a WMA by selecting the check-in option of the app or web portal. You may check in up to 1 day in advance of visiting a WMA. If you do not check in via the app or portal, you must still check in utilizing the traditional paper permits located at self-clearing kiosks. To use the app, select the Check In Here button. Then select the WMA you are utilizing from the scrollable drop-down menu. After that, select the date and time of your current or future visit. Once selected, click the Submit Check-In button. You are now checked in to the WMA and will not have to do anything else until ready to check out. The WMA Check-In app provides convenient access to all current or pending WMA permits. If you're utilizing the web portal to check in, you can print the current check-in screen from the web portal or show the active permit screen on your phone to show you are checked in. Once you've completed your activities at the WMA, the checkout feature of the app is simple and easy. To check out, select the active permit and click the associated Checkout button for that permit. Upon selecting Checkout, you will be prompted to add an activity, which can be selected from a scrollable drop-down list. You will then be prompted to enter additional information about that activity if required. After completing info for an activity, you will have the ability either to enter an additional activity via the Add Activity button at the bottom, or to complete the checkout process by pressing the Finished button at the bottom of the screen, and then selecting the Complete Checkout button. And that's it. You have successfully checked in and out of the WMA with this convenient app. The app also features a helpful history section, which allows you to access your personal history of permits and the details of each entry. The Settings button allows you to access your profile and change your email address, password, or login status. This section also provides access to the Operation Game Thief phone number. Though network access is required for downloading and creating a profile on the app, you do not need an active data signal when utilizing the check-in, check-out features, which can be helpful in remote areas where cellular service is unreliable. Thanks for your interest in the LDWF WMA Check-In, Check-Out app, and we hope you find this a useful tool as you take your journey into the sportsman's paradise.
Aggressive, modern, and durable. The latest advancement in spinning has the Revo name on it, and almost a century of fishing expertise in it. No matter where your passion takes you, world-class fishing is only a Revo away.
Pod's moving in storage.
I need to clean out my study.
We'll deliver a container.
My brother-in-law's moving in.
Maybe he'll help you pack.
He's lazy.
We can refer some professionals.
It's just until he finds work.
We can keep things at our storage center for as long as it takes.
I am not happy about this.
Or you can keep your things on site for quick unloading.
Did you say freeloading?
I said unloading.
I heard freeloading.
I'm sure you did.
Store on site or let us drive your things to our secure storage center. Pods, moving and storage, solved.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana. If you don't think what you just saw, you don't think sacrilege of what's going on right now in Louisiana, I don't care if you look at the Sportsman magazine, Martian Bayou, everybody's right now catching sacrilege. So I'm going to give you some more. But look at here. Look at these Bobby Garland, different colors. But you see the main color? I don't know if you can see that, but there's that blue ice. Unbelievable. Baby shad. Look at them. Everywhere here, people are wanting them colors. In the spillway, you see they're catching on blue and white and black and chartreuse, still the basic colors. So we'll get to that fishing report. Let me give you a little news that come up right now. These tournaments are starting to come up, so let me remind y'all, if you want some help advertising your tournament to get the crowd out, especially y'all fundraisers, y'all been sitting back lately and not been able to do much. Things are lightening up a little bit, and it's a good way to be safe. These tournaments, you can be just, especially fishing tournaments. So ain't like banquets and nothing else where you close in, but in these tournaments is a good way. We got one coming up soon. It'll be the Sinless Shriners Bass Tournament. Central part of the state, there'll be a Woodson Landing in DeVille. It's March 6th. There's going to be a lot of door prizes, a lot of trips given away. Our buddies over there at Slab Hunters, Brendan and them are giving away crab trips. And I'm sure they're going to be prize money. So it'll be at Woodson Land. That's March 6th. That's coming up. That's coming up this week. So if you want to fish that tournament, get in touch with them. And you can find out coming from the Shriners Club out in the Alexandria area. All right, and now, also it's a couple months away. But our big friends, all our friends we used to work with, is Trinity Outdoors, Disabled Adventures. They're coming back with their bass tournament. It's not going to be as extravagant like it was going to be a bass tournament. It's going to be at St. James Boat Club again. So you got a couple months to get ready, but it's going to be on May 1st. So that's the news. Any other news, let me remind y'all, you send it to me, Gary at ParadiseLouisiana.com. Put your dates and who the contact person and send it back. If you want to get it in the paper, now, you know, J. Macaluso at The Advocate or theadvocate.com, and give them all the dates and everything and a number to call back if there's any questions. So we'll be back with the Berkeley Abu Garcia Fishing Report.
For the thirsty, for those who hang out in packs, for heroes, for sidekicks, for those who see the glass half empty, for those who see it half full, for those on the right, for those on the left, for those with nicknames, for those with curves, for people that cycle, for people that recycle, for BFFs, for frenemies, for those with style, for lovers, for families, for big families, for everyone.
I've been asking him to change the oil for months now, and he never did. So I finally just went to Benny's. They even washed my car for free. Uh-huh. And you know what? It was amazing. Yeah, I left Benny's and got home before Rob even knew I was gone.
Benny? Who the heck is Benny?
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana. And things are clean now. It's hard enough to understand me when I don't have the math. So, but I got some names for how I want to do it. Before I get in the fishing report, the Junior Southwest Bassmasters had their February tournament in February the 20th, and we ran some of the pictures in our photo gallery, everything. But let me congratulate the guys that won, because that was a test, a tough right there. That's probably some of the lowest weights. I'm not even going to pronounce them. The lowest weights I've seen in years from these kids. But they were at the Amelia Public Landing, and let me tell you what, it was ice, it was tough, it was cold. And I noticed that the older kids weren't there, but I also realized that they had the state tournament around there. So maybe this was just for the younger groups, it wasn't the seniors. Okay, and the winners were 11 to 14 was Caden Sellers, and second was Dustin Morales. Third was Adeline Parr, and big bass was Caden Sellers. From 7 to 10, Gentry Rogers. He was in first place, and only went. I guess the only weight that was done. And Alda, Brett Sellers was first. Greg Murphy was second, and Cliff Guidry was third. So that's the tournament report. Now, fishing report. We're going to stay in freshwater a little bit right now, and I'm talking about fish that are being caught still sac-a-lait. Mark Mahi sent me some couple more pictures of Bobby Sheath. I thought it was the same one he sent me, but it was the same table that a few months back. But he's fishing the spillway. I don't tell you, I tried to get on Mark a little bit and say, give me something Pacific. But I think it was in Saul area. I had a grandson went fish the Saul area. He caught a few bass, but he's seen some sac-a-lait fishermen in there, in the words that they're catching a few fish in Saul. The water's not clear. The best water is in the back of dead-end canals, and they're going there. Lake Verret, they're still catching sac-a-lait. Big sac-a-lait. Around Cherami and Sherman, in them off of Grassy Lake, they're catching sac-a-lait. All the places that you know to fish in the Lake Verret area. I'm talking about Crackerhead and on the west bank and on the east bank and them canals. Don't forget those canals. And then if it gets rough, you want to put in close to where you're going to be fishing, because that lake can get bad. Especially right now, we got March winds. You know how they say March winds bring April showers bring May flowers. March, if you think we had some bad wind, just get ready in March. So. Amelia, wherever them boys were fishing. John Bernard and Bobby Doman sent me some pictures of catching bass and catfish. And there's some nice-sized bass in there. So I know he's been fishing some of them depots. They've been catching crappie. And, you know, and sometime you get a brim run sometime in March, so we'll get a word from it. Another place I'm getting reports from is False River. My brothers and friends and them sometimes put them traps out, and they catch some, and they're having all their fish fries and stuff, but they're catching catfish on pole. They're catching bass right now in Falls River. It's another place. You got to be, if it's rough and windy, you got to pick your spots. But they catch them on crankbaits around the piers, and they also catching them on creature baits. Up in the shallow water right now, they start pre-spawning and they start moving in the canals. And that's the only fishing report I got in freshwater now, but I was telling you, sac-a-lait is a word, sac-a-lait is a word. Up north, everywhere you hear about Toledo Bend, I ain't got no personal pictures or nothing, but you send it to me, Gary at ParadiseLouisiana.com, I'll forward it to you. Now, saltwater, if you can get out, let me tell you what, got great reports coming from Venice, fishing over there, getting ready to do it. They're starting to turn on in the lake. I talked to Captain Brantley, and he went Sunday, which was yesterday, and he caught a smorgasbord. I think he had 25 trout, he had sheephead, he had redfish, and he was fishing live shrimp and catching them over there. I talked to Miss Angie and my husband David. They've been fishing the bridges. They're catching some big 10-pound redfish, catching some beautiful sheephead, and catching a few trout. They're starting to turn in. The water temperature was 53 degrees the other day, and I talked to a couple of those captains. I hear Clint the Almas is still catching them. He's fishing mostly redfish, and he fished the Intercoastal Canal and all them places. The bass are still biting the Intercoastal Canal. Let me think if I hear anybody else. Oh yeah, Delacroix, Jack and them are starting to catch some speckled trout. Redfish and the bass are constant in Delacroix. When I go back to talk to Venice, the captains right now are finding that water. They're going downriver, and they're finding some of that water is clearing out through them canes. The river's starting to come back up. I won't have much more than that, but as soon as y'all send me more reports, Gary at Paradise, Louisiana, I'll forward them on. Keep watching Paradise, Louisiana. Hey, keep supporting our sponsors. Thank God they're holding on right now. We can keep bringing this to you. Pray for our health. God bless Louisiana. Don't forget to come Superior Bait and Tackle and see these guys. They'll order anything you need. You're watching Paradise, Louisiana.
Paradise, Louisiana is also brought to you by Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change, CCA Louisiana, and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament, IMCO, and by Farm Bureau Insurance.